Hello worldly crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, welcome back to Pokemon White. Last time, I finished off pretty much everything that I really cared to do, or at least that I thought I cared to do in Pokemon White. Namely beating the Elite Four and defeating Alder for the first time for real. And today I decided that I would come back to do one more thing, or 1.5 more things, 2 more things, however you decide to count it. So, if you come out onto Victory Road, and if you go into the upper cave entrance to Victory Road, you'll find Sharon here. And if you talk to Sharon, Drago, it's difficult, isn't it? When you confront yourself, you have to notice things about yourself that aren't too flattering. Of course, no one can get away from themselves. Marshall? My mentor told me you were here, so I came to see. Listen, even if you lose in battle, if you surpass what you've done before, you've bested yourself. Take the opportunity to battle to look at your opponent, look at the Pokemon involved, and look at yourself. Are those Alder's words? Maybe. But I'm borrowing them. What I want are battles with trainers who believe in themselves like that. I'm okay. When I mix it up with a trainer like that, both the Pokemon and I get even stronger. Well then, I'll be waiting for your challenge in the Pokemon League. I guess that's that. Alright, Drago, accept this Pokemon battle. So, I believe this is a daily event, because there's quite a few of those in Unova. You can fight Sharon once a day here on Victory Road, and this is going to be the final battle you can have against Sharon. He's going to have a full team of 6, he's going to lead with Flypard, we've seen that one before. And I'm going to lead off with Stealth Rocks, because that's just what I do. So I have to say, I've said, oh, you're not using Fake Out, interesting. I've said a couple times throughout this adventure that I like Sharon as a rival. He's definitely a little bit annoying at times, but I think that he had enough going on with his character that it made him interesting to watch. And I have to say, after looking back, I don't really know if I would agree with that anymore. I feel like Night Slash and Shadow Claw, that is redundant type coverage, and you get stabbed from Night Slash, so I have no idea why you would even carry Shadow Claw. But after playing through this entire game, Sharon really feels a lot more one-note than I remembered him being. Alright, I think it's time to get out of here. Oh, you know what? Can I go Boom? I kind of want to go Boom. All right, no, I'll save going Boom for later. Let's see. Who do I want to bring in now? I think just bring in Nightshade. If things go sideways, I can U-turn out. Anyway, Sharon seems a lot more one-note than I remembered him being, and he really doesn't do anything. I believe I complained earlier. At some point in comparing this story to like Black Tear and White Tear, and how I really don't like Hugh because he's really just, his entire personality is Gur or Plasma. And that really gets annoying after about 10 seconds, and honestly, Charon's kind of the same thing in this game, just with instead of Gur or Plasma, it's Gur, I need to be stronger. Very anime, very like shonen anime, and alright, this feels like a good time to stop being in here as, you know what, I have Giga Drain, which is a special attack, and that's going to hit your much weaker special side, but I don't really feel like working with that, because if it doesn't KO you, which it probably won't, because even from the special side, Gigalith is decently defensive. You can absolutely one-hit KO me with pretty much anything. I think Zach can do it, though. But yeah, there's definitely other characters in Pokemon. There's not a lot of rivals in Pokemon who I legitimately like, who I think legitimately have an interesting character arc. And I tentatively probably would have previously put Sharon in that category, but yeah, now I don't think I would. I don't think I really like Sharon that much anymore. Wow, okay. So, super effective 100 power Earthquake coming from a Conkeldurr who's 6 levels stronger than you, and that still didn't one-hit KO you. That's Gigalith. That's Gigalith. I know I'll definitely be talking more about Hugh at a later point in time. So maybe that's not really a rant that I should get into right now. But let's see, thinking about rival characters in Pokemon who I do like, is it worth risking being stalled by Air Slash? Sure. Alright, I guess it wasn't. That was a critical hit. Without a critical hit, I would have survived. Anyway. N obviously comes to mind. I've said before, and I'll say it again, that I, generally would consider N to be the actual protagonist of this game, and not your player avatar, because your player is just kind of the... Oh, that's right. Did you have Stealth Rocks too? You have a Gigalith too, you have Stealthrox too. That sucks. Whatever. Oh, you're gonna U-turn. Alright, stealing my strategy. And I think you take more Rocky Helmet damage there than I did from U-turn. Semi-Poor. Alright. We're gonna use Stone Edge. I don't know if that's gonna KO. The Simians are pretty frail. Alright, so Semi-Poor did go down. And is it time to... You're gonna send in Haxorus. Alright. I don't think Haxorus can take down a Gigalith from half health without a boost. So I think it's just time for me to really, Alright, you're gonna use Outrage. Oh, that's a Dragon Gem Outrage. That might be enough to put you over. I probably am not gonna survive that. Oh, good gravy. Alright, 13 HP. Alright, that could not have been timed better. Sorry, line. It's the sound designer. It's the way of the sound designer. No one's getting experience from that matchup. Alright, who's coming in next? Argo? You're gonna send an Unpheasant, and I think that's your last one. So Argo should be able to take down the Unpheasant with pretty much anything. You've been switched in over Stealthrox so many times that I haven't actually hit you once, and you're already down to like a quarter, which is a little sad, but let's see. We're gonna take that Air Slash, dish out an Iron Head, and that's gonna do it for Unpheasant. Good game, Sharon. Not the strongest trainer. I could have fought you a long time ago. I could have fought you before I fought Morimoto, I could have fought you before I fought Cynthia, and it would have probably been a more interesting fight, but I initially wasn't really planning on doing this, and to be honest, I don't know why, because talking about, like, the end of the character arcs for the quote-unquote rivals seems like a good thing to include in the post-game, but, well. And for what it's worth, this could just be a very me thing, because I really don't like a lot of the rival characters in Pokemon that a lot of people do seem to like. I can't stand Wally in Gen 3, I can't stand Barry in Gen 4. Blue in Gen 1 gets on my nerves, I might like him a little more if I was a bigger fan of the anime, but there we have it. Hop in Gen 8 and How in Gen 7 are alright. I guess Lily's a pretty interesting character, but I don't know if she qualifies as a rival, so that could just be a me thing. Anyway, so we can come to Professor Juniper's lab because I'm a sucker for narrative symmetry. We're gonna, I think, end the series off exactly where we started it. So we can show Professor Juniper a Pokedex, and she's gonna judge us. I've seen 148 Pokemon in the Unova region. Alright. It's not too bad. That's 11 shy of the full total. Or, are there 159 or 156 in Unova? I don't remember. But more interestingly, if we talk to Bianca, who is apparently trying to get away from me, Professor Juniper is letting me help out. When I was looking at my Pokedex, I realized something. I met many Pokemon during my journey. I just want to learn more and more about the little deerlings. Deerlings. Different entity. I guess deerling, darling, Anyway, do I know about massive outbreaks of Pokemon? Yes, I do. I do not remember if I've talked about those. Those are just basically swarms of non-Unova Pokemon that you can find en routes in the game once you have entered the post-game. Not a bad way to fill out your Pokedex if you're your national Pokedex once you finish the main game, if you want to. And I believe if I talk to you again, this is the answer I found during my adventure. It's actually a lot of fun, and I have an idea. Every now and then, come have a Pokemon battle with me, okay? Because by doing that, I'll learn a lot more about Pokemon. Alright. And do I have to, I don't talk to you here, right? I have to go to, I think, Route 5? Alright, I've gotten to beat the Elite Four again. It's a really weird requirement to have to beat them twice before you can come fight Bianca, and I've also set my 3DS clock to that of a weekend. So, Bianca, if I talk to her now, oh, Drago, would you have a Pokemon battle with me today? Yeah, sure, let's do that. So, we're going to try and, I suppose, again, I'm a sucker for narrative symmetry, at least within reason. And we're gonna end this off where we started. We're gonna have a Pokemon battle with Bianca. Not in my room this time, because Mom banned us from doing that in the house or whatever. But, in Professor Juniper's lab, who I suppose is a little bit less picky about this. You'd think that she would mind more than my mom would, because there's presumably a bunch of expensive equipment lying around. But, Bianca, alright, you're gonna lead off with Stoutland. I'm gonna lead off with Stealthrox. Not even, oh, Stoutland does Surf. That's interesting. Not even, saying that I'm going to lead off with Gigalith or Lion anymore. I'm just saying I'm leading off with Stealthrox. Although it probably honestly doesn't really matter that much because you are about 10 levels weaker than my entire team right now. Bianca's team, for as late in the game as you can fight her, her team is not very strong on a rematch. Wow, that actually really didn't do anything at all. I'm gonna... Oh, you know, you had Intimidate, didn't you? So that that was coming in at -1. Yeah, alright. I guess Argo can do it. Unless you have, like, Fire Fang or something, I don't think there's that much that a Stoutland can do to an Argo. So, let's see. Bianca, I have to say, and I started going on about this before I got distracted by having to do things like fighting the Elite Four again. Wild Charge. I liked Charon, or at least I thought I did, but after playing through this entire game again and seeing that he was really just one note, his entire personality was our shonen anime protagonist, he really started to, I think, stop being as appealing as I remembered him as being. And I feel like if I were to eventually at some point play through this entire game again, why did I switch into a grass type against a fire type? Again, 9 levels weaker, so hopefully this won't hurt that badly. Ooh. I'll take it. Charon just really started to come off as annoying after a while, and I feel like if I were to play this game again at any point in the future, he would really be, pain. Just, every time he would show up on screen, I'm like, gonna preemptively roll my eyes, much the same way that I do with Hugh in Black 2 and White 2. And, I think Bianca's really the one who's a lot more interesting than I remembered her being the first time through. Alright, so you're gonna use Overheat again at -2. That's gonna amount to basically like a resisted hit. It's a very strong resisted hit because you're still a Chandelure, but yeah. Alright. Wasted my Amoonguss there though, which is unfortunate. And as always, I definitely want to try and get through this fight without using items. Meanwhile, Bianca had a much more interesting character arc. She went, and I used the comparison of like we all knew someone like Charon in high school probably, or maybe if it came down to the worst, maybe we were Charon in high school or whatever. And honestly, after playing through this game again, I feel like that statement applies to Bianca a lot more, because she's been through a lot more of like character. Wow, for being this much weaker than my entire team, you're putting up a lot more of a fight than I thought you would. She went through a lot more different kinds of like trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, right? She had the episode in Castelia City where like she wanted to be a strong Pokemon trainer, but then a Pokemon got stolen, and then that was a whole thing. And then she went through the bit in Nimbasa where she wanted to be a model like Elisa. And then there were, I'm gonna say there were a couple different like mini arcs like that, and at some point that just ended up being resolved in like, I want to be a Pokemon professor, or at least the Pokemon professor's assistant. And you can imagine that if they ever made like a Black 3 and White 3, that Bianca probably would have been the professor. And this seems like by far where that did that little damage. Alright, another instance of you taking more damage from this than me. You can imagine that if they made a Black 3 and White 3, Bianca would be the new Pokemon professor after Professor Juniper retires or something, and she seems like by far the happiest with that development. Alright, Gummy, you do it. And I just think that transformation has been a lot more interesting. Like, there's the whole family drama with her dad, and no, you can't go on an adventure and all that. And there were a couple other things, like she was a very like supporting role in the fight in Team Plasma's castle by going and, alright, I don't want to just have Gummy completely sweep through the rest of your team. In Team Plasma's castle, like, she went and got the gym leaders as backup, and except for the first three, we don't talk about them. But that's really a lot more interesting than what Charon was doing the whole time, I think. And I definitely, I think, appreciate Bianca's character a lot more now, and Charon's character a lot less now. But that's, I think that's all I have to say about that. Your last Pokemon is going to be a Mian Xiao. You're going to take not very effective damage from those Stealth Rocks. I think I can... Alright, you can be faked out. You don't have anything that you can do. Really? Critical hit on Fake Out? You don't have anything that you can do to a Mian Xiao Nightshade, but I think Argo has Aerial Ace. And also, honestly, Aerial Ace isn't that strong of a move, and Iron Head is just stronger to begin with and has same type attack bonus. And if you run the numbers in your head, Aerial Ace and a neutral hit of Iron Head are gonna do the same amount of damage. and there's not really any reason for me to use one over the other. Although, I feel like I never used Giga Impact, and now I kind of wish that I just had this battle end with a Giga Impact, but whatever. Alright. Good game, Bianca. So, congratulations on having your character development. Yeah, totally sure. You're a really strong trainer. I love the style of Pokemon battling. Somehow your Pokemon look like they're having so much fun. Indeed. And I actually got embarrassed by a team who was nearly 10 levels weaker than me, so I think that was on me. I did very little talking about that actual fight through that entire, you know, span of time, so probably wasn't really paying the most attention there. But regardless, I think I'm going to end it off here. We're going to end it off where we started, listening to the lovely, lovely music of New Town. So for one final time, this has been Pokemon White. My name is Dragonite. Thank you all for watching. It's been a whole lot of fun playing through this game again from start to finish. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.